up, tweeters, Snapchatters, Instagram users, YouTube subscribers, YouTubers? It's David Upgraded here for you today, and I'm here to review The Revenant. So a little synopsis on The Revenant. The Revenant takes place in 1823 where Hugh Glass is an American explorer and he's with his group of hunters who are looking for pelts in order to sell to the French and also Native Americans. That's their form of currency. So that's the whole plot of this movie, is to get as many pelts as possible in order to stay alive in these types of conditions. So the director of this movie is Alejandro Inarritu. And I don't know if you guys know about Alejandro Inarritu, but he directed Birdman, and Birdman won an Oscar last year, or the year before that. It was either last year or 2 years ago, either or. But he's an amazing director. The way he shot this movie was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if you guys know, but he shot this movie in all natural lighting. Does anyone know how hard that is to do, to shoot a movie in all natural lighting? That means you have to depend on the sun. The sun for the entire shoot. This movie took a long time to make, and the reason why is because they had to battle conditions of, weather conditions. Too much snow, not enough snow, the sun showing up when they don't need sun, the sun going away when they need sun. I'm mind boggled at how he's able to put together this movie, but let's just get into the movie. So this movie has Tom Hardy and Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, they both starred in Inception, so we already know they have great chemistry. So now they're in this new movie with Alejandro Inarritu. And just the lineup alone just tells you off top is gonna be a great movie. So Tom Hardy plays Fitzgerald, and he's also a part of Hugh Glass's hunting group. And they have a lot of differences. And the reason why is because Hugh Glass knows his way around the forest, and Fitzgerald doesn't. But he feels like he does, so he feels like people should listen to him, but Hugh Glass is really the only person that knows the forest more than anyone else does. So Tom Hardy actually plays a lot of despicable characters in his career, and he also plays another despicable character in this film in general. And honestly, I hated him all throughout the film. He did an amazing job. Just the character development of both characters, Fitzgerald and Hugh Glass, you could really see how they came together from beginning to end. In the beginning, Hugh Glass was, a very quiet person in the group because he had some Native American blood in him. And the group that he was a part of was mostly a white male group. So, there was a little bit of tension, if you could say. There was tension within that itself. The chemistry was great, but just one of my gripes is Tom Hardy has a mumbling problem. I'm not the only one to realize this. He has a very distinct mumbling problem. And there's a few scenes that I had no idea what he was saying, and there were a lot of key scenes that I needed to know what he was saying in order for me to feel the power in that scene. And because I had no idea what he was saying, I was lost. So Tom, let's just talk for a minute. Me and you, actor to actor. I think you're a great actor, Tom. Honestly, I think you're one of the top 10 actors in the past decade. But Tom, I don't know how to put this nicely, but Tom, stop mumbling! Oh my! We need to track a trail back up north so the Indians can't find us. Tom, who understands that, bro? Who? Tell me, please, who? I can't even understand that. I was in the front row. I was looking up at you, had no idea what you were saying. But that's just a tiny gripe. Tom did an amazing job in this movie, okay? That's just me personally, how I feel about him as an actor. He just has a mumbling problem that he seriously needs to work on. But outside of that, Leo had great chemistry with him. Andrew Henry, which was the captain in their group, had great chemistry with him. Both of the kids, which were Hawk, Jim Bridger, both of them had great chemistry. Hawk was Hugh Glass's son. And there were a lot of scenes that really hit home for me just because if you have a good relationship, I won't even say if you have a good relationship, but if you can understand the relationship between a father and a son, they hit that point absolutely phenomenally. I don't know if I could make that a sentence. I just did, whatever. They did it amazingly. There were a lot of flashback scenes that really hit home for me. There were a lot of flashback scenes that I thought were a little bit unnecessary, but it's just a small gripe of mine. No movie is perfect. That's something I have to get off my chest. No movie is perfect, but they will have great scenes in which they get very close. But no movie is perfect. These are just small gripes that I'm pointing out about the movie. Now here's another gripe that a lot of people have brought up. I personally don't find it as a gripe, but people want to say Leo was on the floor for pretty much 50% of the movie. It was believable though, it was believable. Leo did an amazing job. He's not a method actor, but the way that he approaches characters is 10 times better than I see most actors do. He ate a real bison liver on set Show me an actor that does that. Show me, please. I would like to know. Show me an actor that does that. Also, the first half of this movie was a little bit slow, in my personal opinion. And the reason why is because Leo was on the ground for 50% of the movie, even though it was very pivotal for this storyline, which I understand completely. So that's why I'm not attacking the movie for that specific reason. And the second half definitely makes up for the slow first half that they had. The second half has so much action in it. Even though the first half had the bear attack, the second half has an amazing fight scene at the end between Hugh Glass and Fitzgerald. And the cinematography of that scene was absolutely amazing. Like the way that Alejandro took these shots, I've just never seen it before. Like the way he does shots is unheard of. One of the last fight scenes, I don't want to give away too much. One of the last fight scenes, you know, Hugh Glass is fighting Fitzgerald, and Hugh Glass goes for a pickaxe, and the camera slides with Hugh Glass as he goes to get the pickaxe, and Tom Hardy takes a knife and stabs it in Hugh Glass's hands, and the camera just swiftly like shifts back. And I personally was on the edge of my seat at that scene. I personally, that was one of the best scenes in the movie, along with a lot of the flashbacks, and also, of course, the bear fighting scene, which is, you know, got a lot of attention for this movie. That bear fight scene got a lot of attention for this movie. So there were a lot of lines in this movie that personally were very hard hitting for me. Two lines in particular, which were when Hugh Glass is talking to his son, and his son is trying to talk up in the group because the group is hounding Hugh Glass and his son for being Native American and not fitting in. So something that Hugh Glass told his son, Hawk, was, they don't hear you. They only see you for the color of your skin. Also, another line that hit home for me, or was very powerful in my opinion, was one of the last ending lines, which was, revenge is in God's hands. Both of those lines particularly resonated with me, and there were a lot of lines in this movie that could have resonated with others, but those are two that really stuck out for me personally. But overall, as you could tell as how passionate I was throughout this entire review, you probably already know what kind of review I'm going to give this movie. And The Revenant can have my wallet. But that's all I have for the Revenant review. Check out my last review at Star Wars right here. Also check out my rankings video right here at the bottom of the screen. Hit me up on all social media. All social media should be in the description below. And stay tuned for my next review for Ride Along 2. Too much about the movie as far as their relationship, or while it is going to be 9 to 10 out of 10 and beyond, 11 out of 10, I don't care, whatever. So that's my ranking system.